guys, Rob from Royal Balls. Since I started doing the vlogs, I've focused a number of vlogs on how we keep snakes differently here in the tropics to the way that they're kept probably in your more temperate environments. And I've had a number of questions on both YouTube and Instagram about animal husbandry here in the tropics. So I've got a little extra clip today on how we deal with humidity in the tropics. So let's take a look. Quarter to 8 in the morning. It's raining outside. It's actually quite cool, about 25, 26 centigrade outside, but in the snake room it's staying a nice balmy 29, 30 degrees centigrade. Relative humidity is high at 80%. Later on in the day it'll probably get to about 36 degrees outside, but the snake room will stay a fairly consistent 29, 30 degrees. One of the advantages of being inside a building, keeps the snake room nice and consistent temperature. Now, we talked about humidity the other day and how we keep snakes in the tropics. 80% relative humidity. The air is thick, it's heavy, you can feel the humidity in the atmosphere. But 80% humidity and 30 degrees centigrade still means that the air can hold even more moisture, and it's very important here in the snake room to keep everything as dry as possible. With 80% humidity in the atmosphere, I don't need to add any humidity. Evaporation still works, provided that I can keep the atmosphere moving, which is why we use the fan. As long as the air in here moves, evaporation still works, and we've seen how that cools down the snake's water bowls and makes them, allows them to thermoregulate, because the water bowls are actually cooler than the surrounding tub. Let me show you how effective evaporation still is. If I open this tub here, and you'll see the bedding material in here is absolutely bone dry, and that's how I need it to be. The atmosphere is very, very humid. I don't need to add any more humidity. But the bacteria grows on moist surfaces. We don't have water dripping down the walls here. We're at 80% humidity. It's not at the dew point, so there's no condensation in here. But it's very, very important to keep things as dry as possible inside the tubs. So let me just show you one of these tubs that's pre-prepared. This has been sitting for a few days, and you see the material in here is absolutely bone dry. This is cocoa husk, and I need it to be bone dry so that it can absorb moisture from snake poo and snake pee, because this is where your bacteria is going to grow. If this gets damp in this kind of climate, this is going to get moldy, fungus, bacteria, and your snakes are going to get infections very, very quickly. So just because the atmosphere is 80% humidity, that doesn't mean that everything stays moist. It doesn't. Evaporation is still very strong here, and it's a good job it is. Keeps the water bowls cool and keeps the substrate in here dry, which is how I need it to be. I don't want any bacteria, fungus, mold growing in my snake tubs. Okay guys, so that's just a little bit more information on keeping snakes in the tropics. I hope you found it interesting. Please stay tuned to the channel, because we've got more interesting stuff coming up. I'm expecting some of my ball pythons to lay eggs in the next couple of weeks, so we'll be doing a video on eggs. I'll also be taking a look at my incubator, how I set up my incubator, and how we incubate eggs slightly differently to the way that you probably do in your countries, because of the tropical environment that we're in. We're also going to be visiting ARP constrictors again and having a look at some awesome snakes down in Alwyn's facility. So stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.